This video is brought to you by Roll for Combat, an official Paizo actual play podcast. Visit rollforcombat.com today to listen to Agents of Edgewatch and join Basil, Dougie, Gomez, and Lomang as they protect and serve the citizens of Absalom from a mysterious and diabolical plot. Hey everybody, Dave here with another Pathfinder rule reminder for you, and today we are talking about the death trait. So what is the death trait? The death trait says that when the effect that has the death trait associated with it reduces a creature to 0 hit points, that creature instantly dies. They do not fall unconscious, they do not start doing dying 1, dying 2, dying 3. You skip all that, they instantly die. So it's pretty powerful stuff, and it's, something you don't want to have to encounter very often. And the good news is you probably won't be encountering it very often, because the death trait is mostly associated with pretty high level enemies, traps, magic items, and spells. But there are a couple of exceptions that do come up in sort of the mid-range of games, and 2 spells in particular you should probably be aware of, and those are Vampiric Touch and Phantasmal Killer. Vampiric Touch is a 3rd level spell, and it does have the death trait, and Phantasmal Killer is a 4th level spell that also has the death trait. So anytime either of those spells is used against a creature, and in that effect, that spell reduces that creature to 0 hit points, it instantly kills them. No unconscious, no dying 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Now, this is probably going to be most relevant for GMs. I think players are probably already accustomed to your enemies instantly dying when they're reduced to 0 hit points, regardless of what spell effect or weapon or whatever you use. But you will want to be aware, especially if you are using spells that have the death trait, like Vampiric Touch and Phantasmal Killer, that there are a lot of creatures out there that are absolutely, positively immune to the death trait. So a lot of these are going to be common sense. Objects are immune to death effects. Also, any kind of construct or clockwork creature is also going to be immune to these effects. The main monster that I think throws people are daemons, D-A-E-M-O-N, as opposed to demons. The daemons are death fiends, and even though they look like any other kind of devil or demon or other kind of fiend, monstrous, demonic creature, they are inherently immune to all death effects. While I'm on this topic, I do want to talk about auras that have the death trait. There are some auras in the game that have the death trait. In particular, Void Shrouds, which are one of the possible abilities that you'll encounter with liches, create a 30-foot aura around the lich that has the death trait associated with that aura. So this raises the question of, well, if the death trait says that the effect that when it reduces you to 0 hit points you instantly die, and this aura has the death trait associated with it, does that mean that if I'm standing within that 30-foot aura and I get reduced to 0 hit points, I instantly die? Unfortunately, the answer to that is no, because the Void Shroud, this death aura, may have the death trait, but the aura itself does not apply any damage to the people inside of the aura. Therefore, if you're standing in that aura, you get reduced to 0 hit points, you are not instantly killed just because it has the death trait. So that might raise the question of why would an aura have the death trait if the purpose of the death trait is a signal when things instantly die at 0 hit points and it doesn't actually do any damage. And the answer to that is so that you know that any creature that is immune to death effects, like the aforementioned undead and daemons and constructs and whatnot, can walk through that aura and exist in that aura without suffering any debilitating effects at all. So that's it for today. talking about the death trait. Again, any effect that has the death trait, and the first ones that you'll probably encounter are the spells Vampiric Touch and Phantasmal Killer. If they reduce a target to 0 hit points, those targets instantly die. No unconscious, no dying condition, you just instantly die. As always, if you have any suggestions for future rule reminders, please let me know in the comments. And as always, I want to make sure I thank everybody who supports me, whether it's through clicking the like button, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment so that the holy YouTube algorithm can find my videos, sharing these video links with your friends and your fellow players. It all adds up, and as always, thank you very much for doing that. This community has been very supportive of me, and I cannot say thank you often enough to you all. And with that, take care and happy gaming. Goodbye.